The if function is one of the most powerful and commonly used tools in Excel's logical functions. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned user, understanding how to use the if function can save you a lot of time and effort in analyzing data. So what does the if function do? Simply put, it allows you to test for a specific condition and return one value if that condition is true and a different value if the condition is false. Let's walk through an easy to follow example to understand how the if function works. Imagine you have a table that tracks items and their quantities in stock. What if you wanted to flag any item with less than 10 units for reorder? The if function can handle that for you with ease. Here's how to get started. In this example, we have a table with two columns, item and quantity. We will use the if function to flag any quantity below 10 for reorder. So in cell D2, let's begin by typing our if command. Excel will prompt you with the function's format. The function takes three parameters: the logical test, that is the condition you want to check; value if true, that is what the function should return if the condition is true; and then the value if false, which is optional. It tells you what the function should return if the condition is false. Now let's apply this to our example. For the first parameter, the logical test, we want to check if the quantity in cell B2 is less than 10. So for our first parameter, we will enter B2 less than 10. For the second parameter, if the quantity in B2 is less than 10, we want Excel to return the word reorder. So for the second parameter, type reorder. Now the third parameter. This part is optional, but it's important. If the quantity is not less than 10, we can leave this blank or specify what should happen. For now, let's leave it out to see what happens. So I will close the brackets. Now press enter. Excel will return reorder in cell D2 because the quantity in B2 is 7, which is less than 10. What if the quantity isn't less than 10? Let's copy this formula down to cells D3, D4, and D5 to find out. Notice in some of the cells, Excel returns false instead of a blank cell. This happens because we did not provide a third parameter, so Excel defaults to returning false when the condition isn't met. This is a common mistake people make with the if function. They assume leaving out the third parameter will result in a blank cell, but that's not the case. If you want Excel to return a blank cell instead of false, you need to specify it in your formula. So let's fix that now by adding a third parameter to our if function. We will update the formula to return an empty string that is blank when the condition is false. So I will have this name to result, that is no third parameter, and on the side here, I would name it result with third parameter. So in cell E2, enter the following formula. Here is what's happening. The first parameter checks if the quantity is less than 10. The second parameter tells Excel to return reorder if true. And the third parameter tells Excel to return a blank value if the condition is false. Now copy this updated formula into cells E3 to E5. You'll notice that instead of false, Excel now returns a blank cell where the condition is not met. The if function is a simple yet powerful tool that can make your data analysis more efficient. Remember, always include both the true and the false values to avoid unexpected results. In this case, specifying the double colon sign ensures that you get a blank cell instead of false when the condition isn't met. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more Excel tips and tricks. See you in the next one.